Hello and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars, where we talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry, also does some showgirl stuff. Hello, Exquisite. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I feel a little guilty, Hannah,
Why?
because I'm so sorry to Evermore. I never wanted to treat Evermore like her mother.
Okay,
And here
but
I am.
but if we went back to Evermore now, she would get interrupted. You know what I mean? Like
Again.
we're
Yeah.
like if you think about it, we're gonna save her because there's only 12 tracks, right? So it's like all of October, all of November, all of December, and then we'll still have like January, February, March to do Evermore. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Because I don't think
It's
Taylor
true.
Swift is lying. I think there is are just 12 tracks.
Yeah, I do believe there are only 12, which is like, oh, only 12,
I know.
Taylor.
The reason why
But
I
I'm
think
greedy,
this
so.
you are the reason why we think this is when you look at Max Martin and Shellback, especially Max Martin, he doesn't leave a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor. I don't know if we talked about this last episode, but yeah, even the vault tracks, right? He wasn't in any of the 1989 ones, so I think we did talk about this. But anyways, I think there is still so much hype. Have you seen the new covers?
Yes, of course. What is that TikTok sound where it's like, have you seen that picture of Jacob Elordi holding the picture? And the person's like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I've seen every picture of Jacob Elordi. Yeah, that's me. Have you seen the last Joker? I'm gonna stop you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I mean, so far, she's put out two variants in addition to the main vinyl variant. Sorry, the main vinyl that she released on the day of the podcast. And now she's had two more variants, likely at least one more, to bring it up to four.
hmm
I wouldn't be surprised if she does like the original plus four, so up to five variants.
hmm
But in any case, they are different from the CD variants, which I don't think she's really done before.
Yeah. I, which is how you know she was really feeling this Merton Marcus photo shoot.
Yeah, she was feeling the photo shoot. I also think that she really wanted to give more of a preview of her art as a statement piece than she could have done with just four images, right? She's like, you know what? I actually want to give more. And also because she looks hot.
She does. She
Like,
looks so hot and she knows it. And I think that's a key. That's actually a key, one of the keys to this album. I remember when we were discussing TTPD, we were kind of doing this thing where we would say the keys
yes.
that we thought would be the keys to the album. And I think Taylor feeling how hot she is a key to this album.
Yeah, I mean, so first we had the Shiny Bug edition,
hmm
where we have this picture of Taylor wearing very Eras tour look, like makeup and hair, maybe a little bit darker, but wearing a bodysuit with long, sparkly gloves, sparkly bodysuit with those fishnets. And she
hmm
has like she looks like she's like stretching in some kind of like behind the scene, not glamorous room.
Yep, she's like pushed up against the wall, doing a full body stretch on it.
Yeah.
She looks good. And her face is like it's tired. You can tell she's tired, but also there's something alluring in
Oh,
her facial
yes.
expression.
And I love actually if you look at the version that has all the cutouts, like you see zoomed in details. Like all of the albums do, but this one has a zoomed in of her like nose and lips. And
hmm
I think it's so sexy. And she's not like sad or mad, right? But she does look
hmm
tired, but not like, like I hate my life, right? And she looks strong. I think that's the thing. Like she's done something strenuous, but she still looks strong. She's not about to collapse.
hmm
And
And
then
it's
go ahead.
exactly yes, strong without collapsing.
Yeah.
Ugh. But the second one,
Yes. So this
the
one,
that show Euphoria, or is it and that show
I think it's
Euphoria?
baby. That's show business for you.
There we go.
She is
Um,
on stage with a bunch of people,
which is a first.
which is a
Taylor's usually
first.
very not selfish, but very centered on just herself on
Which
her
makes
album
sense
covers.
because she's like the singer songwriter. She's writing her own songs. She's
Exactly.
performing her own songs. Like But this one, it's clearly a nod to her Eras tour. So if you don't know, the people featured on the cover along with her are some of her dancers from the Eras tour.
Yep. And they all look so beautiful. And it's interesting because the Eras Tour dancers, they all have these like big smiles on their face. And she isn't smiling, but she's not friendly. She's got a face like she just got finished performing. So like the dancers, when you're a dancer and you're a background dancer, you are just supposed to be like you keep your show face on.
Right.
But as the performer, she's doing other things, right? So
She's
it looks
emoting.
like, yeah, she's emoting. It almost looks like to me like she's taking a breath almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is right before the bow, or this is like a picture in the middle of the final like
The
move,
finale,
the final big
yes.
move. Yeah. And so this is like right before she turns like self-satisfied. She's like in like feeling the last moment of her character, and then we move on. It's so good to me.
It's
So
so good.
good.
Yeah, her face, it's the way it's kind of the lights hitting it and you get this brightness coming off her face. Her lips are just parted and you see again a lot of strength in all those muscles, right? Like she's not
I
limp.
know.
She is hitting her marks, right? She's hit get those isolations, girl, right? Like show off those toned arms. Like she is totally confident in her body. I mean, the closest thing to this is, I guess, on the Eras Tour stage where she, after the smallest man who ever lived, where she gets like stripped down to her underwear and then has to go perform.
Hmm.
Like this is like the closest thing to that that we've seen on like an album
Yeah.
cover.
And you can tell, like, you can tell by looking at her, she isn't thinking about the moves. She's thinking about the performance. Like, sometimes when people are dancing, you can tell they're thinking about the next steps.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then sometimes when you see, like, a really good dancer, it's just, like, so natural. And this is like, she is like, okay, time to pull out this character again. And not. Not in the sense that this is a character she's putting on, but like literally as a performer, she's
The
like, this
persona.
is the performance. The performance persona is about to end. Um, and it's so good. Like it's so good. And also like again that strength in her body knows the movements. Like she can
Mm-hmm.
trust her body to do the movements even when she's tired and sick, right? Like she even when she's like cramping because she's got a stomach bug, her body's going to know the movements. It's so ingrained. It's not just in her head, it's in her feet, in her arms, and her hips. Like that is like, oh, it makes perfect sense that they got that picture because that's always what her body was going to land on at that exact moment because it knows what to do. It's so cool. It's so neat.
Yeah, let's. There's actually so two versions for each of these covers, right? So for the shiny bug one, I don't have that in front of me, so let's do the other one first. So for the it's Showgirl Baby That's Show Business edition, there are two colors. There's the lovely bouquet golden vinyl, right? And then we
Hmm.
have the Lakeside Beach Blue Sparkle vinyl. And Taylor does tend to name her vinyl and give us little hints. Like, I think for Midnights, there was a Moonstone one, there was a Bloodlit one, which Moonstone High was in Bejeweled? No, right? Some guys in my
Some
aura's
guys said my
Moonstone.
aura's Moontown
Yeah,
just because he was
right. And then
hot.
Blood Moonlit was from Glitch. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think the Jade one had anything, if I recall. That was the only one I think that didn't super
Yeah,
correspond.
she
Um,
just liked it.
yeah, she was just like, I like Jade. And then the other one was Mahogany, which
Hmm.
I also don't think. I mean, so it might not perfectly correlate all the time, but so for this one we have the lovely bouquet, which I think makes sense. Like when a woman, not a woman, when a person performs, and you give them a bouquet of flowers at the end of a show, right?
Hmm.
You could also say that all these girls make a lovely bouquet, right? Each girl's a flower, right? I do think it's very show busy. Do you have any thoughts about the lakeside blue?
I have no thought whatsoever. It's a
Lakeside
very
Beach.
beautiful blue, though.
I mean,
It's so
I
pretty.
okay. It made me think of Travis and Taylor at Lake Como,
Oh, I forgot about that, but I remember now.
right? So
Now
like,
I think about
right,
it.
her
Now
showgirl
I'm thinking
era.
about
They had a little vacay in Lake Como, Italy,
it.
by this beautiful
Now I'm
lake.
thinking about it.
And then for the shiny bug,
Let me tell you something. I know she got up on stage and was like, "Yeah, I feel like a shiny bug, like a beetle. Shiny bugs. I'm friends with an entomologist, and
Oh,
so
you are.
you get an, yeah, you get an appreciation for bugs.
They are very
Shout out
cool.
to Lauren, my friend. But yeah, they're very cool. Shiny beetles are the best. I wonder if it'll be a lyric or if she's literally like, I just felt super shiny.
I mean,
Like I
it's
don't know what
it's
to tell
very
you.
possible. Um, but I cannot find the names. Weren't there names for them?
There were. I wonder what they were called. I bet you there were. She
Oh,
says. I
one was
wonder what they're
Violet
called.
Shimmer Marbled,
And there's the
which
purple one, which is the one that is the most beautiful one ever.
and which makes sense. Violet, like you mentioned last week in the podcast, Elizabeth Taylor had like considered her to have purple eyes, like,
Hmm.
and then we have wintergreen onyx. Onyx is a type of stone, and wintergreen is that just reminds me of mints. So I don't know if she's popping wintergreen
Yeah.
mints.
Oh, yeah. It was wintergreen and onyx marbled because onyx is usually like black,
Okay, okay. All right, wintergreen and onyx. Um, but yeah, so and the cool thing about both of these vinyls is they're coming with their own poems,
which we are excited for, you
which
guys. We are salivating.
guys, when we saw Shiny Bug poem, and I was like, I need someone to upload that photo of that screenshot of that immediately as soon as they open it. So I think we're gonna have at least 3 poems, right? Because of the next vinyl, and if she has another
Hmm.
one, then that's the fourth. So I'm I'm always down for a little bit of Tay poetry, which is
I
funny.
love her poetry.
The last time she like really published poems were the Reputation magazines, where she had 2 poems in there.
Exactly. Like
So
there's the main poem that's in Torture Poets Department, but that was in replacement of the prologue that we usually get.
right, it was the Stevie
It
Nicks
wasn't the
poem.
same as with Reputation. She gave us
Yeah.
poems that went along with it. And in one of those poems, she mentions my name, and she said my name every night on the Reputation tour. And a lot of people can't relate.
Yep.
She said my name every single night on tour. And I know so many of y'all wish that was you, but it was me. I'm the
So
violent,
true.
exquisite happenstance. It's so true.
Incredible. Incredible. And so, yeah, it's pretty exciting that we have, so many more, I guess, hints. The thing about her hints, though, right, is like we actually don't know like which hint means what. like,
I
like
know. Ugh.
is it's show business? Is it a lyric? Like remember how she said midnight sharp a ton of times in Midnight's promo, but she never actually says midnight sharp anywhere.
Yeah. Would she just like meet me at midnight, which I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah.
now I'm wondering if the titles of I wonder if one of the poems is called like Baby That's Show Business for You, and one of the poems is called Shiny Bug.
Yeah, so it might be that they're hints to the poem title rather than a lyric from one of the tracks. But either way, we are here for more content, and her, just like she made us pre-order the album, she is making us pre salivate for these poems.
I know. Oh my God, Taylor, please give it to me. Um, but now that we're like talking about these covers, I do think there's like been an interesting progression of what we're getting,
Okay,
right?
say more.
Um, Taylor on the podcast, she mentions why she picked the main cover, and she's like, "Well, my days for the Eras tour were always the same, right? They would start the same way, I would do the same show, and it would end the same way with me in a bathtub at the end of the day." And so she was like, she just dressed it up a little, and so the cover is her in the bathtub at the end of the day. And then the second, what is it called again? The shiny bug one, where she's stretched out against the wall. It's like, oh, some post show stretches even.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then now we've got literally on stage under the lights in Baby That Show Business. So that
Ooh.
makes me think that we're kind of like doing a backwards progression. So I think we may get a variant that is either her getting ready, maybe she's looking in a mirror, maybe she's getting her makeup put on,
Okay.
maybe
Getting her
she's
hair
like not,
did.
yeah, maybe she's not fully dressed yet, but she's on the way to dress. Maybe her costume's half on. I think that'd be
Yeah.
interesting because the life part is important, It's like capital L life. So
Yeah.
part of the life of Showgirl is like her before and
But
afters and
also
during.
in a glamorized way, right? Because in an actual
Exactly.
like bathtub, she wouldn't be wearing her glittery outfit. So even
Yeah.
in this one, even if it's like in the midst of her getting ready, it's still gonna be glam.
You're not going to do your post show or pre show stretches in the outfit still laced up to can't
I
barely breathe.
yeah,
I mean, some of them.
and I think
Not
that
all of them.
really goes back to what she was talking about, where like, you know, what is the life of a showgirl? And I do I know you wanted to talk a little bit about this, but like she loved this life. I think this is the first time where she
Exactly.
really, even in her podcast, yes, she talked
I
about
mean,
how
it is hers
she
now.
really prepped for it. She said at for rep tour, she by the end of the tour, she was like, okay, I can do this, you know, easily. But she was like from show one, I want to be able to like run, sing, skip, all that from Glendale all the way to, well, she didn't know how long it was going to go, but till Vancouver. So like what are your thoughts on how people are kind of interpreting and how you would
I am not.
interpret the showgirl life?
For some reason, there has been a lot of reading that has been reading like the tiredness that is at work as like a sinister thing, which I am not understanding where that reading is
What do you mean by
coming from.
sinister? Or like, what do they mean by
Like
sinister? Like,
they're saying like, oh my gosh, she hates being under the light. She is probably
oh,
like you remember the Tortured Poet Department cover where they it was like sexy but sinister. It was like there's something off about how
I
sexy
see.
this is. Like
Yes.
of her laying on that bed, but she's kind of like curled in on herself. Uh like she's in distress. And then we listened to TTBD and there was a undercurrent of like sex, but I feel disgusted about the sex that has
Yes.
happened or will happen, or like the imaginings that I'm having, or the sex was used against me, or someone else is having sex with somebody else and it's not with me. And it was a very like sinister sex reading, right? Um versus like I'm not sure how they're getting that same thing from these covers
Mm-hmm.
where I see the exhaustion in her face as like, oh, I did that. Like yes, it's exhausting. Like if you've ever like worked out or if you've ever put your all into something and it turned out well,
Yeah.
it's like I am so proud of this. I am so tired. I'm going to sleep for 10 days, but I am so proud. I once drove for 13 hours from visiting home to back where I'm currently living. And I was so proud of myself for making that drive by myself, but I was bone tired. I was so
Mm.
exhausted. I literally did sleep for a good 14 hours when I got home. I just laid out in bed. But I was so proud because I was like, look, I did it. I can do it. I proved to myself that I could do it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
and
like
that's what, like, yeah.
those marathon runners who are
Hmm.
like they're not like, I mean, sometimes they're smiling and sometimes they're just like panting, but they're all like, I did it. Like, we're not comparing her to like those who collapse at the finish line because clearly she's standing and she's doing fine. But yeah, there's like this, I put in the work and
Hmm.
I did it. I love that.
Exactly. It's like my exhaustion and the soreness of my body is in itself a part of the reward. Like
Mm-hmm.
it shows that I did something. And I mean, also, I'm laughing because I'm about to say something kind of crass, but it's not crass. Like, I just feel like if you have really good intercourse, you're going to be tired at the end of
Oh,
it.
oh.
Right?
No, I think you're right.
Exactly. So I mean, and is that does that mean it was bad?
Nope. In
No.
fact, if people aren't panting heavily, I feel like, you know,
Someone did something.
yeah, there's no connection there. No, no, I think there is something to be, because even when they were talking about the album on the podcast, she very much said it was different from TTPD, and I understand that for many people TTPD is very fresh, it's very recent. Yes, it's not that old, but at the same time, Taylor clearly has expunged a lot of that from her life and she's moved on.
Hmm.
And if anything, I feel like going on stage accelerated her growth, right? And she had, I think, a lot more tools to rely on, whether that was support system from family, friends, a new relationship, where she was like, you know what, like, I know how to rehab properly. I'm gonna, she had to re-break the bones. You've talked about that before, but
Yeah,
set it,
yeah.
and then now and then I'm gonna heal faster because I'm taking my vitamins, because I'm sleeping, because of all these things, and it shows.
Yeah, and then it's like when you're healed, you can feel pain in different ways. Like you understand what's hurting you. Like I feel like if you are healed, like if you have hurt your ankle before, then you know what it's like when you're gonna hurt it again, and you also know how to work with it and not like you don't let things like that fester anymore. Like
Yeah.
you know to acknowledge and then keep moving. Also, I think another thing that's very interesting is, especially in the context of our producers, it's interesting to look at the 1989 tour versus the Eras tour. And Taylor has said with 1989, she was kind of a frat boy.
Mm.
She was partying after. She was just not doing it the 1989 tour in a healthy way that was healthy for her body.
Yeah, I think that was
Do you
also at a
remember?
time where she wasn't eating well, if I recall.
Yeah. Do you remember she had like her ankle brace on while
Yes.
on stage because
Yes.
she hurt herself? I don't think we ever saw that on the Eras tour. We saw a hand thing from when she like gouged her hand out,
Yes.
but there was never like her body wasn't deteriorating on her.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like such a marked difference from Taylor in her early 20s versus Taylor in her 30s touring and like being so in tune with her body and being proud of the fact.
Yeah.
Like, I think the pride in it is what's different. I don't think Taylor could have made The Life of a Showgirl when she was doing 1989.
Yeah.
I
She
don't
had
think
no
she could have
energy
made it
for
for
it.
a lot of reasons, but literally, she did not have the energy for it. And I think that's so interesting. And I wonder what part of her is like, I would have never been able to do this at 26. I couldn't have done this at 25.
Yeah.
Like, this is not something that would have been possible, but now it is possible. Look at the work I put in.
I will say, as a woman in my 30s now, same as Taylor, now that I've learned how to listen to my body, take care of my body, I am the healthiest and strongest I've ever been in terms of like, physically, but also like I have so much more mental space. The fact that I've done 66 episodes, we've done, excuse me, 66 or 68 episodes of this podcast, and all these other ways that I'm creating or consuming, like reading books and things like that, you can actually have more space and energy and time for it if you prioritize yourself and you prioritize your health and make some smart choices. And I think we're really seeing, granted, she does, have a few more luxuries than I do. Um, a little more cash on
But
hand if she needs to.
yeah, but the
The mental.
the the mental is there. Um, exactly, Hannah. Exactly. I just think it's so interesting, especially I think it shows that the mental is there versus with how she talked about working with Max Martin and Shellback.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like, when we started working with them, me and Shellback were like the proteges, we were the young ingenues,
Mm-hmm.
and Max Martin was the mentor and he was above us, and now we're on the same level, all three of us.
Correct.
And so she's like, yeah, I'm older, I'm wiser, I know what I'm doing. And I think a lot of the pride that comes from the Eras tour is that she can tell us how much it hurt her to do, like how much strain was put on her body, like how exhausting it was. And hearing that on the podcast was so interesting to hear her talk about it, and to hear her be like, yeah, I hurt, and to hear Travis talk about it and being like, I had an up close look on what that did to her body. And like we know from like interviews with Gracie Abrams where she was like, yeah, Taylor recommended me a back
Or
thing.
the acupressure. Yeah.
Yeah, for back pain. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Taylor had to do the Eras tour when she had a tummy ache. And when she, imagine doing the Eras tour when you have a headache. Like, absolutely, oh my goodness, I would have canceled. But no, like she had to do all of that. And then you also have to remember, first half, she was like working through the worst time in her life. And she was still doing the Eras tour. So and it's so interesting that we got her mind, we have musically a musical record of her mindset during the first half of the Eras tour, and now we are getting the musical record of her mindset during the second half of the Eras tour, both recorded when those moments were happening.
Yeah, and I think like I said, Swifties still associate Taylor a lot with TTPD, which makes sense because she even put TTPD into the second half of the tour, right? I get it. Like,
Hmm.
it seems very close, but I think we saw a marked change in her performance and her vibe in the surprise songs as soon as she kicked off the second leg of the tour. And that difference, that joy, that Portofino orange, is going to be in full display. So I think it's going to be fascinating to
Yeah.
see into.
Low key, we can market. Like, go to TTPD takes place from a little before Era starts because we know she was working on some of the songs. A little bit of the songs had been in existence until about mid June.
Yeah, yeah, until about
Middle
mid
of
June.
June, mid June, July, because we have to take in the alchemy and so high school, and she adds those, and we know those are added early on. So little bit after that, and around that time is when she wrapped up leg one.
Because that was
Yep,
August 9th was the 1989 TV date and her
yep,
last
yep.
date for that leg of the tour.
So that's when she wrapped up leg one, and then she announces TD. Like I think it's really important to put these into perspective because I think when fans say she's been working on Showgirl for 2 years, they're doing an extreme disservice
Yeah.
to what would be like an archivist's like dream. This is a fan's dream to have musically, which is the most honest way Taylor can tell us things typically. Like the most honest she can be, except when she's like in an interview, which we don't get often, is she tells us in her music of the exact mindset she was in at this point in time. And like because of the Eras tour is so like record breaking, groundbreaking, like
Live
in 30
streamed.
years, exactly. In 30 years, it's going to be like, it's kind of crazy that we know from live streams and from the music exactly what those two legs were like for the artist.
Actually, let's zoom out a
That,
little bit. Yeah, because I think for Midnights, we had a little bit of the timeline for that, in that we had Midnights was kind of birthed from the post folklore Grammys. We had the Woulda Coulda Shoulda, High Infidelity, Aaron stuff, and then we know she worked on it with Jack. And then we also know that there was "You're Losing Me," which we found out way later was all like, and like we had this little time capsule. And then I think that a lot of these songs on TTPD were kind of leftovers from the Midnights era. Like they're like "You're Losing Me's" siblings or cousins or
like they
something.
were percolating in her brain.
Right, like I Hate It
We're not
Here.
ready to
I
be,
feel like
yeah.
was very much in that vein. I even think parts of Chloe, Sam, Sophia, Marcus, because of the red references, were because of like the Midnights and
Like they were percolating in there.
the Midnights
We
slash
know
Red TV.
Florida because we know when Florida was recorded. It was recorded in Louisiana.
Right,
Around her birthday, something like that.
yeah. So like, and we have even I feel like the manuscript might have, yes, it may be the last track of the anthology. I was like, what? But I think like that could have been written even like percolating in the middle. And so I think TTPD does have a longer leg, but I think that for this new album, I was gonna say Show Tunes, Showgirl, will have a little bit more of a present mind. I do think obviously she's been thinking about the Showgirl imagery for a long, long, long time. Right?
Because she is a showgirl, but put a pin in that. I think we're going to circle back.
Yes. But I think that a lot of these songs are going to be very about this new life she has, that she's so excited to actually live, because she's had to be kind of mired in the kind of like Midnight's dreary, and then the consequences and like the aftermath and the word vomiting that she had to do to purge.
Yeah.
But now,
remember we said like Taylor is a person who is kind of like haunted by memory.
Yes.
In such a sense that she cannot live in the present. At least in music, she's so haunted and hunted by memory and by remembering that she gets stuck sometimes. And I think with Showgirl, we're going to see like this is a very person who is like, I'm in the present. This is what I'm doing now.
Put a pin
I'm
in
not
that.
Stuck in the past.
We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to this.
So we're gonna put a key there. That's one of the keys to the album.
Okay,
even.
And that's the emoji. It's gonna be a key. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay. You guys can pre-comment if you're excited as we are. No, I think that's such a key haha to unlocking this album. I think is gonna be like, what is it like for her to write in the present? And I think that's why doing it with Shellback and Max and flying to Sweden and not waiting to the end of tour is so important to her. She's like, I
Yeah.
need to
And
like,
that's also probably why it's 12 tracks, right?
yeah,
That's what, because she was saying this is so focused and life is more upbeat. So it is more upbeat. It's so focused because she does not have to ramble and purge. She's like, I've got things to say and this is what I want to say.
yeah,
12 tracks. I
yeah.
don't need more because I know exactly what I need to do. I know what I need to put out.
And it will be fascinating to have her
Yeah.
do an album where, like, you know how she sings in Midnight's Karma is the Karma takes all my friends to the summit. Like,
Hmm.
she's at the top of the mountain. Like, what is she gonna say when she looks back, right? Like, obviously she's gonna have some sexy songs. She's gonna have some like, I'm the shit songs. But like, I wonder what she's gonna want to say in general. What else is she gonna say? She has 12 tracks.
Exactly. She has 12 tracks, and I think I just trust Taylor so much that I can see her vision and I want her to give it to me
Yeah.
right now. Um, and I
We're still
also
hoping
think,
and praying for a lead single, everyone. We just want
yeah,
you to know that.
I also think with these 12 tracks, and because she's so present in the moment, I think I said this on Twitter. I was like, while she was in the middle of purging everything, um, so many people, different people were like taking shots at her. Like they were kicking a dog while she was down, basically. Like they were kicking a down dog. So I mean, I do think like there's space for Taylor to be like, actually, I got a lot to say, and I'm gonna say it now, which I think is gonna be very fun. I think that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I think if Taylor wants to, because I think this was put together before, yeah, I think it was put together before she knew, like they were in talks to get her master's back,
But not
but
yet.
she didn't know she was gonna get it back.
Right.
So I think we're gonna get that like relief in a later album.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
maybe I don't think it's gonna happen now. I don't know how soon on the horizon TS13 is, but I can't think about that right now. I'm
Yeah. No,
focused.
cannot. Yeah. We're focused.
Um,
Well, as we kind of wrap up, because I think we've had a good little discussion, and we've kind of squeezed out as much as we can from what she's given us. I'd love for each of us, to share like one or two songs that we're like, I'm feeling this song. Like, if you guys don't know, Exquisite and I love to make playlists. She likes to make them. I listen to them. But like, we were like trying to think of like songs that would like. We did talk a lot about Beyonce last time, so we don't have to like go through Beyonce. But do you have any other songs or ideas or sounds where you're like, I think? Do you want me to go first?
um, you can go first.
Okay, so I kind of leaned into the Moulin Rouge of it all.
Hmm.
So I would love like a Lady Marmalade, like
Hmm.
sexy, fun, flirty song, right? Like it could be in character, it can be, I don't know, like in a character or as herself. But I think like Taylor croonily singing "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?" Ce soir, like do it, Taylor, do it, lady.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
Um, I've been like, if you follow me, like every once in a while, I'll post this Tanashi song called "No Broke Boys" that I can't
a
stop posting, and so now it's like low key in my head because I keep posting it, and I'll post it with like TS12, or I'll be like "Life of a Showgirl," and it's Tanashi going "No broke boys, no new friends," and I'm like, wait, that's Taylor. So
I like that.
sonically, I try not to think too much on Sonic Palette because I don't know what she's gonna give us. But I do think I'm thinking like "Sweet Dreams" by like Eurythmics.
Okay,
Sweet dreams are made of these. I'm thinking "Circus" by by
Brittany.
Britney Spears. Because
Yes.
listen, that there's only two type of people in the world: the kind that entertain and the kind that observe. And I'm gonna put on a show type of girl. That's Taylor.
Yeah.
Um,
And Max and Michelle Beck, I think, did work with Britney. Oh, well, obviously for Hit Me Baby One More Time, Max wrote with her. But also, I think on Circus, they did some songs, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to go back and look. So that's all I can say about the Sonic palette. But as we're wrapping up, I do want to point out that it is the title, and I think people in general don't pay enough attention to articles in a sentence because they mean things. But the
Mm-hmm.
title is "The Life of a Showgirl," not "the Showgirl," which means Taylor is not being like setting herself apart from other showgirls, if that means. She's saying, I am one of many. So a showgirl is one of many. But the that people are like dropping in front of me is in front of life again. So it's the life. That's important. The life is important because it's her life. In her life, she is a showgirl. She's one of millions and millions of showgirls. Um, and that's why I don't get where people are kind of like, but there are these other showgirls, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's the
Thank you,
point.
Professor Exquisite.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
No,
Professor X at
and,
it again.
and I have to Professor X. Wow, wow! I can't believe I
Yeah.
haven't thought about that before. But yeah, I still think about you every time I see the album covers and like the T, the life of
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
Showgirl Taylor Allison Swift.
Yes. Taylor Allison. Um, but yeah, I just think it is. That's why I think it's like not even sinister. Like I think those covers, like the bathtub, the stretching, the on stage, all of it is the life,
Yeah,
and she is a showgirl. So it's like you're passing through her life. That's what that's what's happening. Um, and her life includes being in the tub. Her life
I love that.
includes like
I am still a defender of the original cover. I think she looks
I
fantastic.
like it.
I think it looks great. I think it's a classic pop girl anthem, but like elevated, right? Like there's so many pop girls, looking sexy, but this is like, how do I make it art and how do I make it last forever? I think she did it. I
That
think she nailed
sounds
it.
like something they would say on America's Next Top Model.
Tyra approves of how her face looks. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
And that's totally like a Tyra like challenge to like look sexy in a bathtub.
exactly. I'm pretty sure they did one, but it was like underwater.
No, that definitely was one. There definitely was
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. But exactly. I don't know. I'm just so excited. Probably we'll be getting at least one more variant, maybe two. She typically rounds out at four. So
Yeah. So we'll
um
see.
so we will see. Maybe we'll get a single or not. I hope we
Yeah.
do.
So,
Just because
dear
I'm greedy,
listeners,
but
if nothing happens, then next week we will likely do Tolerate It. But I fear that if we do Tolerate It, then the next week she will move again and then it'll be sad again. So, if you guys have any
yeah.
ideas of what you guys want us to talk about, or hope that Taylor does something so we have something to talk about, we are not forgetting our dear baby Evermore.
At least I'm not. I don't know if Hannah gets a call Evermore daughter. Can't
I,
speak for her.
I like lots of Evermore. I love lots of Evermore. Let's even say it.
Whatever,
She's
Hannah.
not even looking at me, guys. She's not looking at the camera. She's like looking away. All right.
Whatever.
Well, don't forget about the emoji, the key emoji, if you'd like to participate. We are so excited to be in this new era with you guys, and we will talk
We
to you guys
are.
soon. Bye.
Yes. Bye.